Today we want to take another look at sales tax, tips, all those applications of percentages that we've been working at. Those of you who like a shortcut, I think you'll enjoy. I'm going to show you another way to find tax and tip a little bit quicker. But let's just review the names first of all. Sales tax is a percent of the purchase price that is an amount paid in addition to the purchase price. So when we calculate sales tax, that gets added on to the original purchase price. Tip or gratuity, that's a small amount of money that you pay in return for service. We said oftentimes at restaurants or hotels or things like that, hair salons, people will receive a tip or gratuity, and it's always a percentage of the total that is spent. The one that we haven't talked about, it says the amount a store increases the price of an item is called a markup. So if you own a store and you're going to sell items, you might buy them for a certain price and then you mark them up a certain percentage so you make a profit. So tax, tips, gratuity, markups, they all work pretty much the same way. So let's look at one similar to one that we've already done. Example 1 says, find the total cost of a $17.75 soccer ball if the sales tax is 6%. So this is method 1. This is what we did before. The sales tax would be 6% of the cost, $17.75. And if you remember from our last notes, what we did is change the 6% to a decimal. And then of means multiply 0.06 times 1775 comes out to be 1.065, which we would round to 1.07 since that next number is 5 or higher. And again, remember that would be just the tax. Then it says next, add the sales tax to the regular price. So $17.75 plus $1.07. The total cost of the soccer ball would be $18.82. So that's the way that we looked at it before, but let me show you a second method, which is a shortcut. It says 100% plus 6% is 106%. What you can do, since you are marking up the price of the soccer ball, you're going to pay 100% of the price plus an additional 6%. We can add those two together and figure that the total cost is 106% of the regular price. What we do then is we're still going to change 106% of $17.75. We're going to change this to a decimal by moving the decimal point back 2 places. So 1.06 of means multiply 1775, and when you multiply those together, it takes you directly to the final price. So same thing we did over here in 2 steps, we were able to do in 1 step. So let me just review that a little bit. When you are adding on tax, you're actually paying 100% of the price of the item plus an additional 6%, so you're really paying 106%. So if we find 106% of the price, we'll go directly to the final cost, rather than doing 2 steps here by finding the tax and adding it on. So let's look at another one. This one is about a restaurant. A customer wants to leave a 15% tip on a bill for $18.50. So to find the tip, we need to figure out what is 15% of $18.50. So 0.15 times $18.50. That comes out to be $2.78. Right? That's the tip that the waiter or waitress would get. Next, if we want to find the total bill, we're going to add that on to the price of the meal, which was $18.50 plus $2.78. final cost of everything would be $21.28. Okay, so that's what we did before, finding 15% and then adding the tip onto the cost of the meal to get the total cost of the bill. But let's do the same thing using that quick method. 100%, we're going to pay 100% of the meal plus an additional 15% for tip. So really we are paying 115% of the bill. So let's see what that looks like. 115% of $18.50. 115% as a decimal is 1.15. 1.15 times $18.50 comes out to be $21.28. So again, this is the final price with the meal and the tip, just like we did over here in 2 steps. If you were asked just to find the tip, you would have to go back and do this method and do the individual one. But if you're just looking for the final price after the markup, you can go directly to do 100 plus the markup and find that percentage.